We had some channel issues. But we are live, if I'm not mistaken, and we are. There we go. It's round 11 on RPM. Welcome everybody watching the RPM channel here tonight. Mid-gear division on Silverstone. We are in round 11 this week, and we already seen quite a race yesterday on the low gear division. And now we're gonna watch what the mid-gear division is gonna do. We lost 8 minutes of the qualifying, unfortunately. Yeah, something I need to look into with the channel. But nevertheless, we are live now, and we can see that both the McLarens are doing quite well at the moment. Russ G and Lewis G going for the 1 and 2 position, 27.2 for Lewis and 27.3 for Russ. No, just the other way around. Wow, I'm all off after that one. Rodo doing quite well in Alfa Romeo on P3 as well. So far, Robestian is on an outlap, he's on P4. Then we got Dino on P5. Rob Williams in the Haas, quite a good lap from him there. On P6, as we're gonna enable the spectators menu a bit. See what we can get out of the tires they used. We can see that Haas used 2 laps on his mediums but couldn't make it into the top 10, so he's gonna try out on those soft tires. Check Attack on P7 in a Ferrari, 27.7 for him, not that far behind the Haas of Rob, so let's see if that can be a bit of a challenge. Jill Warrior on P8 at the moment, he's still in the pit lane, not that far behind his teammate. L on P9, Flying by Val on P10, and we got a new driver. He's currently in the pit lane holding a 28.1. We got in the Mercedes reserving here tonight Koning Penguin. His brother already joined us in the chat. Welcome Luke to the mid-gear stream. Huss, as we said, on P12, P13 for now. Yes, Flying by Val just went up 1 spot. Dunsek on P14, he did a lap as well in the Williams, 28.4. And by my Geo was on outlap on the soft, on the medium tire in a Red Bull. We didn't see Rauchens, Cosmo, Evemaster and Fredwell on the track yet. But they are on a lap, and one of the guys I wanna have a look on is Evemaster, as Russ G goes faster with a 27 flat, which is a great lap from the McLaren driver, and that proves his pace once again. And this can be a really exciting battle up front. Sabiaka giving some space for the Ferrari of Evil Master. And excuse me already if my voice is a bit off, I'm having a bit of a cold. So I'll try to do my best to be as exciting as usual. Evil Master then through Maggots and Baggots, one of the most iconic track parts there is. And there goes Robestian, look at that, with a 26.8 on a pole position for him. Evil Master is quite low on fuel, so he's taking out every single bit of speed he can, and he invalidated there on the last corner. And that is a shame for the Ferrari, who now needs to go for another set of soft tires. Let's see what we can find on track. Is Koning Penguin on outlap? He is, so let's see what he can do. He's on an outlap, so still on the back straight. Welcome Marco as well. And this is gonna be a very, very curious driver here. We already seen his pace a bit on the Monday practice. Did really well there. And now it's time for the real deal. Question is though, Marco, aren't you supposed to be driving? Wondering. And here coming up to the first DRS part of the track. Can't see the sector time there, but I hope he improved. Oh, and that's a big shame. Really big shame. If the wheel doesn't work, it's quite hard to steer unless you're on controller, of course. Onto the very fast part of the track, maggots and baggots, and then onto the very long DRS straight towards the last few corners, and he's 4/10 up. That's a good lap so far. 4 attempts will bring him about P13 or 12. The Mercedes driver who really wants to show what he got here. Nice view from the front wing. And across the line, and it's a 6/10 up and a P9 for the Mercedes of Koning Pingwing. Quinn. Great lap from the Mercedes and a great first lap for the reserve here in mid-gear tonight. Rodo went in. Do we got any other cars currently on the lap? We got Gio on the lap with the medium tires. That's Fredwell joined back in. You can set a 21.71 evil, but it doesn't count if you invalidate. So it doesn't really matter, does it? Try harder, I would say. Gio looking on the back straight for 6/10 off his time. It will be a low 28 then if he keeps it up. Maybe he can scoop up a bit more time over here. We do know the mediums can be quite powerful if you run them well, but then you first need to get inside the top 10. Or maybe even be the first car to start on the mediums. 8/10 up and bringing him up to P14 in the Red Bull on the yellow cheek tires. Curious to see if he's gonna try another lap once again or if he is gonna keep it like this for now. Next car on the lap is Jewel Warrior, the Haas driver. Didn't see a lot of him yet in the few races he's done. Could also be me. Haven't been watching all the races that's been on lately. And oh, that's quite tight there. Almost an invalidation. But he's 6/10 up and it's a purple sector 2. This is a great lap looking so far. That could easily be a top 3 position. Don't lose it here now. He's gonna get some traffic, but I think the gap is big enough to stay out of it. Missed the apex there. Wider exit. It's a 27.3 and a P6 for the Haas. Great lap from Jewel Warrior there. Who's now P6 on this qualifying lap. And Lewis G all the way down to P7, but he is on a new lap, so let's see what he can do. 2.5 minutes to go in the qualifying. What's his first sector? It's a minor up on his time. 0.008. His brother, also Russ G, is also on an out lap. He's coming up on this part now. Let's see what his first sector time is going to be. He was up on his time a bit, and lost quite some there. Switching back to the other McLaren. Of course, these are two of the drivers that can definitely challenge the Robastian up there in the Alpine. So let's see what it can bring. Last few corners now. Wide exit, and he did improve, but not much. Only 300ths of a second. Let's go to Roschi on the last part of the track. He is just a bit up on his time. 4,000 of a second. And he definitely needs a lot more time than he can get at the moment. It can all be done in this last corner, but no improvement from Russ G as well. F1 Dino then. He's halfway through the track, so we're gonna get back to him anytime soon. Rodo on the lap as well, 2/10 up. That's gonna be 26 if he keeps it. A high 26 will be a great lap from the Alfa Romeo. His teammate's coming up as well, but he's still far behind. Still 22.8. And it's gonna be 26.9, and that's P3 for Rodo, and Evil Master going for P2 with a 26.9 and a 26.9 for Rodo as well. And look at that, 1,000 of a second separating the sister teams there. And this is gonna be very, very exciting race to watch if the speed is gonna be this close. Huss coming up as well, another Alfa Romeo. What can he do? Every last drip of fuel needs to be out of the car to get the maximum speed out of it, and it drifts out, and he lost it onto the grass. No time for Huss there. You Warrior then, 2 laps on these tires, he's going in. And we've got Koning Penguin, he's up on his time, just a minor bit. Tunsek on to the back straight part, and so is Zabiaka is a bit further ahead. Behind, excuse me. The Williams of Tunsek, what is he gonna do? Gonna get some traffic here, but Evil Master is going into the pit lane. And it's gonna be a 27.4, and that brings him up to P9. Then we got Koning Penguin still on the lap. He improved quite a bit, but he invalidated. F1 Dino, is he trying to improve on his last lap? No, he is not, and this is gonna be our qualifying result. Wow, what a qualifying, what a final few minutes there from the drivers in mid-gear division. Great lap from Robestian and Evil Master after invalidating each lap he did. He finally came through and did a 26.9. Definitely a good lap from him. Rodo, amazing lap from him as well. 1,000 of a second behind Evil Master on P3. Russ G couldn't improve enough to P4. And F1 Dino on P5, separating the two McLarens. Huss on P7 as he spun out on the last corner. Jewel Warrior on P8, Tunsek on P9. Then we're gonna get through. Quick look. Routjens on P10, L on P11. 12 is gonna be Koning Penguin. Zabiaka on P13, Rob Williams on P14, Shakatek on P15, By My Geo on P16, Fredwell couldn't do much time in the qualifying, P17, Flying by Vel on P18, and Cosmo no time set on P19. I need to change my headset real quick, be right back. Right, and we are back here now. This feels way better on the head. There we go. Quite a qualifying on there. Really close on the grid. And let's see what the weather is going to be. And it looks like it's going to be all cloudy and overcast. So no rain expected for mid-gear division. But the track will be cooling down. So that might be a bit of a thing for the tires. Nevertheless, let's see if they can warm it up nicely in the formation lap. Then there we go. We got a map on. We got the tires, and we can see 2 cars only on the mediums. We got Al and Flying by Val on the medium tire. Then the rest of the grid is all on the softs. The Evil Master already went wide there. Nice one, Evil. Try not to do that too much in the race itself. And the grid is really close. A lot of 27s there. Only 10th separating the drivers every time again. And that's going to be a very, very exciting race, hopefully, to watch. For a lot of our drivers in RPM, this is one of their home Grand Prix, Silverstone circuit, famous and historical circuit, of course. And one of the questions in the press room this week was, last question in the press room as well, is if drivers who are from UK actually see this as a home advantage for themselves. But overall, not a lot of drivers thought it would have been a home advantage if you go on your home Grand Prix, or if you are from the UK, that Silverstone is an advantage to drive on. Mostly just agreed on the fact that every driver should know this track. Just of course because it's such a historical track. It's been on the F1 calendar for ages. As long as everybody can remember, of course, Silverstone has been part of F1. And let's hope it should stay that way, of course, as well. As I can't imagine a calendar of F1 season without Silverstone on it. But no, not a lot of drivers thought it was an advantage. They all said if you're a skilled driver and you're known with the game and the sport, you should know this track easily. You should just know how this track is gonna be and how it runs, what the strategy is gonna be, and how to save the tires or try to go for an overtake. We got 3, 4, 5 lights on when they are off. We are racing, which is now, and it's gonna be a really good start from Robertian there. Also, Evil Master had a good start, clips it right through on the attacking Rodo in Alfa Romeo. I can't see a lot of things happening. It looks like everybody is making it through clear. Oh, we got some runners. No, I just jinxed it. We had an Alpine going off. It's Flying by Val. And did he got any damage as well? I think he did. Yeah, no front wing left on that Alpine. And let's see on the TAS if we can see any more drivers with damage. We got Fredwell having 13% damage as well on his right front wing. And also for the AlphaTauri, that means he needs to pit earlier than he wanted to. All further down the grid is looking good. No damage done. A lot of position changes, I believe, in the back, but not too much as I can see now. Let's see, we got Shakatank who gained 3 positions. And that's all about it. The rest of the grid gained 1 or 2 positions, which is of course a good thing to have on the start. But we're gonna have a look on the front here as 3 cars are going to battle, and we're gonna have a look at the McLaren here as well, as he was looking on an overtake on F1 Dyno, and F1 Dyno is just pulling away nicely for now, keeping up with the top 3 in front of him, and so far the grid is looking quite close. Great start from mid-gear division. Of course, not the start they wanted to for some drivers. Flying by Val now also getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which is unfortunate because you can't lose it on your first pit. That will be taken off later in the race. Never give up on a first lap though, always go for it again. He's going for the soft tires, maybe hoping for a safety car somewhere in this race. There goes some pit stop strategy, soft, medium, soft, hards, both are possible. Of course you can pit a bit earlier for the hards and gain more laps on those. Excuse me for stuttering all this. I'm just so having such a cold, man. Oh, it's insane. Oh, and what's happening here? We got Evil Master off on the entry of Maggots and Baggots, and that's a big loss for the Ferrari. He didn't get any damage though, but look at the position he's losing, all down towards the grid. He's even gonna meet his teammate from P2 all the way down to P10. He's defending on the Red Bull though, which is great work from Evil Master. Rouches can't get around, and now he's in the Ferrari sandwich. But Evil Master definitely lost it out there. Shack Attack a bit maybe can take advantage of Rouches going wide there, but it doesn't look like it directly, so he needs to be patient. And oh, look at this overspeed there from the Ferrari on the inside into turn 3. Is there contact? No, there's not going to be contact, and that's a position taken from Shack Attack. Nicely done by the Ferrari of Shack, and he is now straight behind his teammate again. DRS open, and both Ferraris will need to battle their way up to the grid. So Bastion so far having a quite easy race. 1.5 second gap towards Rodo, and of course that gap was smaller when Evil Master was there, but he lost it out on the entry of Maggots and Baggots and shot through the grass but didn't cause any damage. L now under the pressure of the Ferrari. He's on the harder tire compound, so let's see what he can do. He does have the pace as it looks like for now, since he's keeping up with Tunsek as well. But the DRS is going to be open now. ERS will be enabled as well, I reckon. But he is defending well. And L coming on from the outside. Late break. No move on Tunsek done there. Can't get around. Oh, but Tunsek is going in, and it's an easy position for the Aston Martin of L. Slowly but sure, the Ross and Lewis in the McLarens are coming up towards the grid, up towards the positions they wanted to start on in the first place, but couldn't maintain in the qualifying. F1 Dyno keeping it nice and close towards Rodo here, and Russ G keeping it really close towards F1 Dyno. The Williams straight in front of him, right in target, and it's gonna be curious to see what half the grid, who's all in DRS, will be able to do. Top 10 is a complete DRS train. And also to see that only the Alfa Romeos, McLarens and the Ferraris are the only teams together. Oh, and there's contact between L and Evil Master, but L saved it, lost the position with it. But there's contact as we just switched on. There was a move from Evil Master inside Maggots and Baggots, and that cost L not only 2 positions, but also a lot of time. He even almost lost the DRS. Shack Attack going wide there, gaining some more time for the Aston Martin behind him. And maybe a bit of an aggressive move from Evil Master, or maybe L lost it a bit and Evil could provide to set the car next to it. Always dangerous to try it, of course, inside Maggots and Baggots, but it's done. L saved it. What a save there. My compliments. But yeah, that's something for the stewards to look at after the race. On the replays of the cars themselves. Koning Quinn. I'm just calling Quinn, man. Oh my god, it's such a mouthful. Quinn in Mercedes, gaining on L a bit as well. He's doing quite good. No positions lost, I believe. Only 1 gained, and P11 so far on the soft tire. No worries for him at all at the moment. Flying by Velgo for the fastest lap, 29.6, as he is of course quite far behind, but doesn't give up, and that's just absolutely right. Sunset quite some far behind now as well, as he pitted early for the race. Zabiaka, I don't know what happened to him, but he lost out on a lot of time. And Fredwell and Cosmo, both teammates, are dropping out on P15 and 16, of course. Freddy having some wing damage, I believe, still. And he does. It's still 13%. And also, in the meantime, Lewis got some wing damage on 5% left front wing. Is it visible on stream? No, it's not really visible. So it's just a minor incident for the McLaren. But of course, it can already affect your race pace or the downforce of the car in each simple way. We've got yellow flag there. I think flying by Vel just spun out just a bit, saved it though, so he's still up and running. Russ G in the meantime is on to P3, and that is of course because he overtook Dino. Yeah, that's it. Jill Warrior in the meantime on P5, nice one from him. The Haas driver must be quite happy with it so far. His teammate on P14 for the moment will maybe not be so happy, but nevertheless he's still up and running, and that's the main part. And flying by Vel, oh, there goes a Jill Warrior straight into the wall, hit the curb there on the exit of Maggots and Baggots. And he's completely gone. Also flying by Vel lost it. And that's a full course safety car. Now the cars are gonna go in. And there we go. Robastian going in. Rodo going in. Russ going in. Dino going in. Lewis going in. Double stack at McLaren. Us going in. Double stack at Alfa Romeo. Evil going in. Shaq going in. All the teams are double stacking. And what we got here, we got the two Red Bulls actually side by side towards the entry of the pit lane. By my Geo just went through the outside of his teammate. Oh my god, what a move. Why would you do that? You're gonna cost him so much time now, and also a penalty since he collided with Penguin. And look at the 5-second penalties there. 2 5-second freeze, 5-second penalties just by speeding in the pit lane or collisions with another car entering the pit lane. And all the cars on the mediums except for Rodo and Cody Penguin and Shekatek and Cosmo and Rauchens and Fretwell, they chose the hard tires. Maybe not the smart, I don't know, to be honest. It's, well, the safety car's gonna be out at least one more lap. So, yeah, there's gonna be about 19 or 18 lap on the hard tires, which is also very possible on the mediums. And the difference between pace, of course, is quite big. Mesqueta also joining us in the chat, going for Alpha Tauri and also rotation, having his thoughts on the hard tires for the people who are driving the hard tires. Louis G is going in again. He went on the soft tires, and also his teammate is going in. Another double stack and McLaren. What are the drivers doing? Well, of course, there are 5-second penalties. That's for one. But why try to double stack once again? Now you're both behind. Shekatek went in as well. I don't know why he went in. I think he was on hard tires. Well, let's see what the McLarens and the Ferrari of Shekatek are gonna do there. Of course, no time lost. it's a safety car, but a lot of positions lost. Really need to battle back up now, as L stayed out. Of course, he was already on the mediums, and maybe he should have switched to the hards, or maybe he's thinking his pace and tire wear on the mediums is still good enough, and he's doing about 17-16% on each tire, so not too bad from the Alpine, the Aston Martin there. Tomczak stay out as well, but he's still on 3 laps old. He's about 5% on his tires, and the rest of the grid is of course on fresh new mediums or fresh new hard tires. So I reckon the safety car will be in this lap, as the McLaren of Lewis G is almost there once again. And there we go, safety car in this lap, so we're gonna have a restart. We're gonna have a watch from the car of the Alpine with the driver Robestian, as he's gonna be the car to follow the leader. And no rain today, Masquetta. No rain today. And look at L, warming his rears up as much as possible, so they must have been cold a lot. And as we're gonna wait for the restart anytime soon, the Aston Martin just timing it, and oh, and there he goes, and bit surprised by Robestian there. Rono wasn't sleeping at all, and neither were the cars behind him. Great restart from L there. Robestian was really well surprised, and Rono is awake and well, and so is F1 Dyno. They are putting all the pressure on the cars in front of them. Well, mainly on Robestian, of course. No DRS yet, of course, since the safety car just got in. So let's see what they can do on pure pace and saving on the ERS. Of course, L did need the gap on the safety car restart, as he is on the older tire, and it's, well, the gap is tightening in now. It's beginning to get smaller, 1.1 second, and Robestian is actually gaining a lot. I said your name, almost said your name, Rotation. I almost did it. I saved it. Just. Let's see what the balance is going on in the back. Huss is really close towards Gio, but then again, yeah, there's no DRS, so it's all pure pace and ERS, and Huss going for the inside line on the Red Bull here. Red Bull having not much room to gain a bit more speed, and it's a nice overtake done from the Alfa Romeo of Huss, and a well-deserved P8 place for now. Quinn is currently holding P7, not really into battles, just a pure tactic and pace at the moment. Nicely done from the reserve on the hard tires, who's doing really well on the pace on them. So quite a good job from Mercedes. And Evil Master is on P5 now. He of course was driving P2, but lost it out early in the race and had to recover. And the gap between L and Robestian is already 1 second smaller now. Further down, Evil Master is quite close towards F1 Dyno. He seems to be liking those mediums, as he's looking quite fast at the moment. Tomczak is closing in slightly. Quinn is, well, doing still well on the hard tires. And we got some battling between Zabiaka and Cosmo, touching there as he enters Maggots, and Cosmo dropping down to P14. Almost taking out Ross there. That's not a really safe re-entry there. Look out for your teammate on the side now. Both cars on the hard tires. He's not making his teammate it easy. He's definitely not making Freddy easy to gain the position there. So far the grid is looking good. And everybody going well. Alright, sorry for a quick silence moment there. I had to fix something on Discord. Evil was still running P5, doing quite well. Cosmo getting a 5-second penalty again for speeding in the pit lane. And L lost out on the battle between Robastian and himself. Rauchens DNF'd in the pit lane, so he lost. Not a good reserve race for him. P17, of course, yeah, well, nothing to say about that. Cosmo going for the new mediums. Sabiaka really battling it out with the Huss here. Taking the inside line. Way more speed on the exit there, of course. And now through Cops corner, side by side. How are they gonna do it? Zabiaka did it. Now Huss actually needs to watch out. He gonna lose a position towards Ross as well. And Check Attack is looking for the moment he can take Ross's position. Oh, and there goes Sabiaka! Oh, and he almost hit the Check Attack as well. He could just save it and keep it out of the Ferrari. But that's a lot of positions lost. He just lost it out on battling the cars around him. Huss and Ross, of course. And almost took out Shack Attack when he spun. Saved it well though. And Shack Attack really looking on the moment he can take the McLaren. He feels he got more pace. Wider line here for the Ferrari. But look at the exit there. Nicely done. We got a yellow flag. Who's that? And it's Koenig Penguin. It's Quinn. And that's unfortunate for the Mercedes driver. But he's not giving up. DRS directly open again. And he is trying once again to gain the positions he just lost. Battle between Huss and Russ G is now done for, as Russ just took position and Huss is now back to P10. Shack Attack really close towards him as well though. It's battling all up. Oh, and I did see some late braking there. But I think everybody managed to get through clean. And yeah, it did. Great work. So L having a lot of trouble on his left front wing, front tire, left front tire, as he's almost on 35% over there and 27 on the rest of it. So definitely needs to look after that one. He's doing quite well though, still P2, 13 lap old tires. And well, still keeping it close towards Robastian, so that definitely shows some pace in that Aston Martin car over there. Small gaps are starting to get bigger and the same battles are going on at the moment. Look at the penalties for the moment. We got By My Geo on 8 seconds and Ross on 7, Shack Attack on 7, Lewis on 7, Quinn is on 7 and Cosmo all the way on 11 seconds and all the way down at last as well. He just spun out. I saw a yellow flag with the Alpha Tauri on it, and he spun out somehow. Didn't want to switch to it since the belt is of course up here. Little bit of sunshine there on the last corners. As the battle for P9 and P10 is still going on. And so is the battle for the top 3. Rodo doing quite well on the Zahars. He has seriously pace on them. And F1 Dino not doing too bad on P4, keeping up with the rest of the grid in front of him. Evil Master still close behind there, and then the gaps are starting to fall. By My Geo is 2.7 seconds behind Tunsek, and he's 1.6 seconds behind Evil Master. And Evil Master having a great pace over there through the cops corners. Now also through Maggots and Baggots. The exits of him are really well, and that shows quite some learning of the track. A feeling of the car, of course. He's been really unlucky throughout the season. Rodo in the meantime actually overtook L and is now running P2, and also Dino and Evil Master are coming up to take the position away from the SMR. He might want to think of pitting anytime soon. The top, well, basically the top 4, since Robestian is of course having quite a gap towards Rodo, are really battling it out here. They've been close towards each other throughout the whole race. Evil of course lost out a bit in beginning of the race, but when now he's back, he's really showing what he can do. And oh, that's a really dangerous move you tried there, Evil Master. Really dangerous, but S1 Dino kept it well, and so did Evil, and the attack is coming now. Back for P4. Evil Master outside line, in front of them there's Belling as well. L taking the position back. Evil Master wider line than the F1 Dino, and a great defending from the Williams. Let's see what's going on in the back. Rob Williams being quite invisible throughout the race so far, but he is now up and running through the grid. Currently holding P9 and close behind Ross at P8. And while this battling has been going on, Tunsek is really closing in towards Evil Master again. He can definitely maybe take some advantage of the guys going at it in front of him. Rodo still really close towards L. Dino losing out a bit of time, and that's also because of course he needs to defend like a lion, as Alonso will say, to Evil Master. But he's still within DRS, so he's nothing lost there. L losing the position once again, 16 laps in on his tires now, and he is going in. Easy position for Evil Master and Dino. And Evil Master lost quite some time there. Well, Tunsek is gaining small bits of time. So, oh, and there goes Evil Master! He's off! Yeah, there's no rear tire on the left side there. There's no wonder he crashed off. Is this gonna be a safety car? Just a yellow flag and no safety car. But what a shameful ending for the Ferrari car with only 8 laps left. Now it's all up to Shag Attack. And the two Williams actually having a great race now. P3 and P4. Rodo now only needs to focus and close in towards Robastian again. And look at the Williams of 3 and 4. Ross G on 2.5 seconds behind. By my Geo is actually close on him again. And Shag Attack is still close on By my Geo. By my Geo actually lost out on. Oh, and there's definitely some connection issues there. Rob Williams losing the positions he gained in the meantime. Unfortunate for the Haas. Oh, and it does look like Lewis is a bit slippery there on the rear. Meanwhile, the person who crashed made it to the pit lane really quick. And it's Evil Master, of course. And he said he lost the rear, which is not very unknown at that point of the track. We got another yellow flag, and it's going to be for Zabiaka. 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Quinn going for the move on Fredwell. No, just closing in and trying to gain one more position throughout the last few laps. Up front, it's quite losing out on time. By my Geo is still close towards Ross. And Lewis is actually quite close to Huss there. Let's see what he can do on the DRS bar, as Huss is 2.1 seconds behind the car in front of him and won't be having a DRS. Oh, we're side by side through the corners here. And Lewis takes it for the win. No, there comes Haas again. Side by side once again. A bit of touching there. No, but fair play. Now side by side through turn 1. Oh, and what a battling between the McLaren and the Alfa Romeo right here. I'm loving it. Great battle between Haas and Lewis, and this shows quite some respectful driving between the two drivers, of course. His teammate in the meantime is keeping it nice and tidy towards the Red Bull, keeping him on a fair distance and closing in himself towards the Williams. Oh, Haas coming for Lewis again on the DRS, and it's going to be a side. Oh, they touch! Haas and Lewis touch as Haas was making the overtake towards Lewis. Lewis defending on Haas, and they lost out massively. Did Haas get any damage with it? I can't see anything on the TAS. He might be just going in and fit the soft tires to gain some time, or maybe even try to redeem some positions. 13 lap in on those mediums. And he is going in for the soft tires. Meantime, Russ passed Tonsek here, but Tonsek having a better exit towards Maggots and Baggots, and he will be having a DRS. Battle between the Williams and the McLaren is gonna be opening now. There comes the Williams. A DRS is open, ERS is on, inside line, and takes back the position from Russ. And a nice defending move there as well. Now try to keep it to gain as much points for your team as possible. Have a quick look at the penalties once again. Russ on 3, By My Geo on 8, Shack Attack on 3, Quinn on 6, Lewis on 3 and Zawiaka on 13. Russ again on Tonsek, and great defending from the Williams. Now it's got to be the battle again through Maggots and Baggots. Try to keep it close, and the DRS will do the rest. And that's a nice rhyme as well. I'm gonna keep that one. Tonsek's teammate is in the meantime having quite some battles as well. Oh, and look at the defending of Tonsek. Great job from the Williams once again. He's a hard one to pass. That's for sure. Rodo having a good exit here, keeping his car behind him on a nice gap. As Tonsek lost it out to Ross G again. But it's still really close. Don't lose it here. Oh! And that's it when you take too much of the apex there and go full throttle. You will lose the rear there a bit. And there goes By My Geo. Oh, and he lost it out. Now can Shack Attack maybe provide from there. Didn't have DRS though, and that might be Geo is safe. And I think Tonsek is a bit out of energy there. After all that hard battling he has done. The only thing he needs to do is keep it within the 3 seconds of Russ. Quinn and Fretty are still going at it together as well. These two have been looking at each other for quite some laps. First Fretwell on the front, and now it's Quinn on the front. Both cars on the same amount lap tires. And this is all for P9 and 10 of course. Fretty going for the move. No. Oh, sees some room there, but doesn't want to risk it, and he's absolutely right not to. Going back up front, we got Shack Attack who currently passed Geo. Great work from the Ferrari car there. Tonsek really close still towards Rossi, and Dino not done with Rodo yet. With 2.5 laps to go, this is going to be the final battles we're going to see. Lewis G in the meantime closing in towards the cars in front of him, which will be Fretwell and Quinn. Fretwell going for the inside line, Quinn defending nicely, wide line, and of course it's all about penalties after the race. but the battling on track doesn't get any uglier by it. Let's go to Lewis's cam as he has a front row seat on the battle going on in front of him. Still no position changes here in the back, as By My Geo is still close towards Shack Attack, but can't make the move. Dino still close towards Rodo, but seems not to be able to get close enough. Not using ERS as well, so he might be saving for the last few laps. His exit here is definitely better though. That's where he gains a lot of the pace and gains a lot of time, but it isn't enough to make the gap towards Rodo small enough to get him on the DRS straight. By My Geo now then. A lot of taking the sausage curbs there, which lost his car a bit. Check defending is rear off, but it's not enough to keep the position for the against the Red Bull. Dino now quite close towards Rodo, 4.5 tenths for the Williams. He's all going at it in the last lap of the race. And also Robestian is not done yet if Rodo decided to gain a lot of ERS in the last few laps as well. We're gonna have a look on this last lap for the top 3 here on Silverstone mid-gear division, with F1 Dino looking at his podium position within reach and maybe even one spot higher up. Oh, Rodo lost a lot of pace there. 4.5 tenths entering maggots and maggots. All about the exit now. DRS is open for P2 in the last lap, in the last few corners. There goes F1 Dino on the outside of Rodo. Rodo trying to switch back, but he didn't succeed. And F1 Dino is looking for a P2 position. But that doesn't matter. We're going to switch to the Alpine of Robestian taking the win. And a well-deserved position of Dino on P2. Rodo on P3. Russ in the end on P4. Tunsek on P5. Great points for Williams today. Oh, actually P4 even. Russ dropping down to P5. Tunsek did an amazing job keeping it within 3 seconds. Shack Attack redeemed a lot of points for Ferrari here tonight with P6. Rob Williams going for P7. An invisible race, but a very, very well seen result for him. Then we got By My Geo on P8. Fredwell on P9. Lewis on P10. L crashed out. Oh, that's a nice position. That's a really nice position. L on P11. Quinn actually crashed out as well on P12. Huss on P14. And at the end of the lap, I'm gonna give him his minute of fame. Zabiaka in the Aston Martin on P14. Welcome up, Zap. Get that car across the line. He's gonna crash it. I just know he's gonna do it. He's gonna crash it anyway. He knows he's on stream now, so he's gonna crash it. See, he's already acting weird, warming his tires up, blah blah blah. This is how the guy is. This is how the guy is. Oh, he's not gonna crash it. Almost met a teammate there though. Well done, Zabiaka, getting it across the line. That was it for tonight's mid-gear race. Wow, what a race we've seen. Shag Attack is the driver of the day. And here is our podium. He took his wheel with him. Raul Bastian in the Alpine on P1. And here is the result of tonight's race in mid-gear division for our RPM spreadsheet, of course. With times. And unfortunately, Evil Master, Cosmo, Raujins, Jewel Warrior and Flying by Vel couldn't finish the race and DNF'd. Of course, the podium interviews can be done if the drivers want it. Podium is allowed to join for interviews. There we go. Maybe they join, maybe they don't join. I don't know. I hope they are in the party even. Let me see. Oh, and it looks like the party of the RPM comms booth is already full. Then we're gonna end it here tonight. Unfortunately, I just really wanted to hear the drivers on the podium here tonight. But we can't. I need to clean up the comms booth first. So, let's go to theater and close off real quick as we're gonna watch the winning car here tonight on the grid. Thank you all for watching the mid-gear division stream on RPM Esports F1. If you didn't like and subscribe yet, please make sure you do. And be sure to join back tomorrow on the high gear division, where we're going to watch one more race on Silverstone in round 11 in RPM calendar. I hope you all enjoyed this race. Thanks for joining once again, and have a really good evening. Goodbye, guys.